On this beautiful morning, Sadguru is now entering the Hrudaya Mandiram grounds. His arrival has filled the air with a sense of peace and reverence, as the very atmosphere is getting attuned to his presence. Now we pray to Sadguru and the dignitaries to unfurl the national flag. This will be followed by the national anthem.
One world, one family.
We kindly request everyone to rise for national anthem. Offering our collective salutations at the feet of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, esteemed guests, devotees, staff and students, Sai Ram and welcome to the celebration of the 76th Republic Day of India. On this momentous occasion, our hearts are filled with immense pride as we honor the vision of our great leaders, the sacrifices of our freedom fighters, and the resilience of our people that make India stand tall on the global stage. We take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to Sri G.R. Vishwanath, the legendary cricketer from Karnataka. With Sadguru's permission, we shall now commence the march past. With the tricolor flying high and the drum beats guiding their steps, we will now witness the display of discipline, unity and coordination. March Past is not just a tradition, but a tribute to the values that define our republic. It's a moment of pride for every Indian. Swami Vivekananda once said, "Then and then alone will India rejuvenate when thousands of young men and women of India, sacrificing their comforts, go to the length and breadth of our nation, preaching the brotherhood of man and fatherhood of God. These young students echo the same principle in keeping Sadguru's words in their heart and work through their hands. March Past is more than a tradition. It's a ritual of precision, where each participant becomes a vital thread in the fabric of unity. Marching to the beats of patriotism, these proud students embody the spirit of our republic. Leading the parade are the girl students from Sri Madhusudan Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. The motto of our medical college is Mrutyo Mrukshiyam Amrita, which translates to being freed from the fear of death, led by Captain Gautami Pai and Vice Captain Tanushri Yanis. Now approaching the days are the students from Sri Sathya University for Human Excellence, Muddenahalli campus, led by their Captain Nandita VS and Vice Captain Ashwini. The motto of our university is Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam, which translates as perfection in action is yoga. Setting the benchmark for all these young students in their endeavors is nothing less than perfection. Students offer their salute with reverence, led by Captain Himajashri and Vice Captain Vidyashri. Approaching the days are the students from Sri Sathya Sai Prashantiniketanam PU College, Muddenahalli campus, led by their Captain Jyotika and Vice Captain Manushri. The beats of the drum are the heartbeats of this collective spirit, guiding each step with purpose and pride. Now crossing the days are the girl students from Sri Sathya Sai Krishna Niketanam Kolar campus, led by Captain Manya Shri and Vice Captain Anushri. Now offering their obeisance are the students from Prashanti Bala Mandira High School. Crossing the days are the boy students from Sri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam, led by Captain Kirtan and Vice Captain Dvija. Offering their obeisance with a salute are the students led by Captain Akash Balaganur and Vice Captain Gagandi Basuraj Meti. Living together, students imbibe the virtue of unity, wherein each lives for God Saluting the dignitaries on the days are the boy students from Sri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam Senior Secondary Section. Saluting the dignitaries on the days are the students from Skill Development Center and Integrated Agricultural Sciences, led by the Captain Shankar and Vice Captain Chetan Gowda. Saluting the dignitaries are the boy students from Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, led by the Captain Praveen Kumar and Sai Prasad. Captain Mohan DP and Vice Captain Satish offer their obeisance to their master as a salute. भारत कोई भूमि का टुकड़ा नहीं है, ये जीता जागता राष्ट्र पुरुष है, ये वंदन की धरती है, अभिनंदन की धरती है, ये अर्पण की भूमि है, ये तर्पण की भूमि है, इसकी नदी नदी हमारे लिए गंगा है, इसकी कंकड़ कंकड़ हमारे लिए शंकर है. हम जिएंगे तो इस भारत के लिए, मरेंगे तो इस भारत के लिए, और मरने के बाद भी गंगा नदी में बहती हुए हमारी अस्थियों को कोई कान लगाकर सुनेगा तो एक ही आवाज आएगी, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय. The nation that knows its past will have the courage to create its future, said Max Muller. A nation's past is not merely a collection of dates and events, but a reservoir of wisdom, values, and lessons learned through triumphs and challenges. As we reflect on our journey of becoming the world's largest democracy, we find inspiration in our history. Today, as we stand on the sacred soil of our motherland, in the heartbeats of every Indian, there lies a song of freedom, a tale of valor, and a promise to protect and build our motherland. Sadhguru's effort in building a better world through verticals of health, education, and nutrition will, will find its fulfillment when each one of us take up the responsibility of building our nation. Today, we will have two of our students share their thoughts with us. Our first speaker is Sister Deemahi, pursuing her Bachelor's of Performing Arts at Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, Muddenahalli campus. Sister Deemahi.
Om Shri Sai Ram. With utmost reverence, I offer my most humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of my beloved Master, Sadguru Shri Madhusudan Sai. I extend my heartfelt greetings to the esteemed elders, respected staff, dear brothers and sisters, and to all Bharatiyas, wishing you all a very happy and joyous 76th Republic Day. Bharat is a land where the dreams of mankind have found a home even from the earliest existence. These words by a renowned French novelist, Romain Rolland, beautifully reflect the essence of our nation. India is a land of unparalleled diversity, where myriad cultures, languages, and traditions coexist harmoniously. Our cultural heritage is a tapestry woven with the threads of artistic brilliance, ancient wisdom, and spiritual depth. The idea of unity in diversity is a core principle as people from various backgrounds live together in congruence. Today, we commemorate a significant moment, the adoption of the Indian Constitution. A committee of 7 distinguished individuals, led by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, meticulously drafted the Constitution. The preamble of our Constitution declares India as a sovereign, secular, socialist, democratic republic committed to justice, equality, and liberty for all its citizens. However, it is equally important for us to understand and reflect what these values mean to us as individuals and how they shape our responsibilities as members of society. As students, we are the future of this nation. Let us commit to serving others, leading by example, and most importantly, using our freedom to make others' life better. At Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, we are taught the values of servant leadership, which is rooted in love, humility, and respect. Sadguru Shri Madhusudan Sai truly exemplifies this form of leadership. Through his selfless service, he teaches us that the best leaders are those who prioritize the welfare of others. Swami Vivekananda placed his faith in the youth of the nation, saying, I believe in the younger generations, the modern generations. Out of them will come my workers, and they will tackle the entire problem like lions. Swami Vivekananda placed his faith in the youth, as does Sadguru Shri Madhusudan Sai today. The education he is currently offering us is a testament to this faith. By becoming educators, healthcare experts, doctors, artists, and so on, we not only have the responsibility of addressing the physical problems of the world, we also have the responsibility of transforming the spiritual component of the world. Today, as we celebrate Republic Day, let us remember that freedom and responsibility go hand in hand. And we have the freedom to act, but with it comes the responsibility of acting with fairness, love, and respect. As students, let us carry forward this legacy of love and service. On this day, let us remember and reflect on all that our nation has given us and fill ourselves with thankfulness. Let this attitude of gratitude translate into selfless action. Let us rise to the occasion, embodying strength and courage of a lion. Let us honor the sacrifice of our forefathers and walk in their footsteps of love and compassion. May this Republic Day inspire us to become better students, better citizens, and most importantly, better human beings. Let us strive to live with the principles of love, equality, and justice, guiding us to not only uplift our nation, but also to foster greater spiritual growth. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Our second speaker is Brother Krishna Ratan of Great Wealth from Sri Sathya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam, Muddenahalli campus. Brother Krishna Ratan.
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering our humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Sadguru, respected dignitaries, elders, teachers, and all my dear brothers and sisters. A hearty Sai Ram to each one of you and a very happy Republic Day. As Swami Vivekananda once said, India I loved before I came away. Now the very dust of India has become holy to me. This powerful statement reminds us how blessed we are to be born in such a country which is deeply rooted in its culture and spirituality. Like a mighty tree, India has weathered the storms of history due to the efforts of great saints, sages, and freedom fighters who dedicated their entire life in order to protect it. I take this opportunity to bow down to this great mother and all the noble souls who have contributed to the betterment of this land. Today being Republic Day, we celebrate the transition from colonial rule to self-governance. It was on this day that the Constitution of India came into effect. It was a momentous occasion which gave us back our basic rights to make our own laws, to create our own purpose, and to follow our own paths. Further, it ensured that every citizen of our country had equal rights regardless of who they were. This day also marks the unveiling of our national emblem, the Ashoka Chakra, which embodies the essence of our nation. The 4 lions on the emblem represent courage, confidence, power, and pride that each and every citizen must cultivate. The Dharma Chakra below the lions serves as a reminder to follow our Dharma as Bharatiyas. And finally, at the base of the emblem is the quote, Satyameva Jayate, our national motto, which is taken from very soul of Bharat, that is his scriptures. This profound statement from the Mundaka Upanishad translates to, truth alone triumphs. But what do our scriptures mean when they say Satya? Is it limited to speaking the truth? While speaking the truth is part of Satya, the deeper significance lies in being true to oneself. Although the government and constitution lay down the framework of laws and guidelines to govern the nation, they will be ineffective if righteousness does not come from within. Therefore, Satya is ensuring that our thoughts, words, and deeds are in harmony with the truth. And this helps us to distinguish right from wrong and inspires us to act righteously at every moment of our lives. It is only when all the citizens of this country follow this ideal that the nation will be truly prosperous. However, for this to happen, we need the presence of role models in our society who we can follow. In the Bhagavad Gita it is said, Yad yadacharati shreshtaha tattat teve tarojanaha sayat pramanam kurute lokas sadanu vartate. Whatever actions great persons perform, the common people follow. Whatever standards they set, all the world pursues. The lives of extraordinary individuals like Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, Madhyal Narayan Bhatt, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai serve as role models for all of us to emulate. Though they faced countless challenges and obstacles, they continue their journey with unwavering determination. And the impact that they have created is visible for all of us to see today. Now, if we contemplate on how these great individuals could achieve what they've achieved, we realize that it was the compassion that they felt for the needy, and most importantly, their strength to follow their inner conscience. It is only because of Madiyal Narayan Bhattanna, who followed his inner calling for teaching and translated his patriotism into action, that we are all here today as students of these educational institutions. Similarly, it is only because of Sadguru translating the ideals of love and compassion into service that so many people around the country and world are getting benefited in the form of free nutrition, free healthcare, and free education. Personally, when I look at the lives of all these individuals, I am inspired to think how I can be of some service to the nation. I always thought that patriotism only meant to develop love and respect for the nation. But now I understand that true patriotism is when this love manifests itself into service. Dearest Swami, on this Republic Day, on behalf of all of us, I would like to express our gratitude to you for this greatest boon of being born in this sacred land. We pray that you bless us so that we follow this ideal of Sathya in our lives to the truest extent and contribute towards the cause of nation building. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Sai Ram.
May we now invite Shri B. N. Narasimurthy Sir, Chancellor, Shri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, to address all of us.
Loving pranams at the lotus feet of our most beloved Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Esteemed friend and cricket legend Sri G.R. Vishnath ji, brothers and sisters, very dear students, boys and girls. At the outset, I would like to extend on behalf of everyone gathered here, hearty congratulations to all our girls and boys who performed excellently in their march past. We also compliment their trainers who have put in very hard work, and I also congratulate the two spirited speakers, Timahi and Krishna Ratan. 75 years ago on this day, we adopted the Constitution. Constitution, it defines how the country should be ruled, how the rulers should conduct themselves, and how the ruled or the citizens or the subjects should conduct themselves. Many of you might not know that on the first page of the original copy of the Constitution of India, the first thing that we see is a portrait of Sri Rama, Lakshmana and Sita returning to Ayodhya after the Sri Lanka battle, after vanquishing Ravana. The chapter on fundamental rights, at the top of it, you see this portrait, and anybody can see it. It is available. You just have to Google, and you can see that. Here we have to definitely ask a question. Why was Sri Rama's portrait printed on the original copy of the Constitution of India? It signifies two very important things. One is the definition of Bharatiya that was given to us by Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Bharatiya means one who is Ratha in Bhagavanta, one who loves God, one who bases his life on the dictates of God, and one who dedicates his life at the lotus feet of God. That is what it means, a Bharatiya. Therefore, what is very important is, if you find people in the country today, both the rulers and the ruled, not living lives as per the original intent of the constitution makers of India. What is the reason? How should rulers conduct themselves? In Raghuvamsham of Kalidasa, there is a beautiful stanza which actually gives us the essence of how the rulers should conduct themselves. Tyagaya samrutarthanam, satyaya mitabhashinam, yasase vijigishunam, yoganante tanutyajam. This is how the rulers conducted themselves during those days, and that is what is expected of the rulers of India, in fact, rulers of any country. Tyagaya samrutarthanam. Why did they gather wealth? Why did they mobilize wealth? Samrutarthanam, tyagaya, for sacrificing, for utilizing it for the welfare of the subjects, for the welfare of everybody. The rulers were so selfless that they did not use a single pie or a penny in extravagance to lead very extravagant lives. That was fundamental. Tyagaya samrutarthana, satyaya mitabhashinam. They were mitabhashis. They spoke very less because satyaya, for the sake of truth. When we speak too much, we are likely to speak untruth also. They were so dedicated to truth that they spoke so less, mitabhashinam. So spoke so less so that they will never utter any untruth. The third is yasase vijagishuna. They did fight wars, but never to gain the territory of the neighboring country. Never ever to encroach upon the land of other countries. Yasase, for reputation. What reputation? The reputation of a dharma rakshaka, protector of dharma. See, that was the only reputation that the kings, the rulers wanted those days. Therefore, they did fight wars. See, Rama fought many wars, but he did not take over 1 inch of land. He vanquished many of the enemies, but he didn't take over even 1 inch of land from them. Only thing is, for the sake of reputation as a protector of dharma, they fought the battles. Yoganante tanutyajam. Ultimately, how did they give up their bodies? They gave up their bodies in yoga, in union with God. See, that was the foundation of the life of the ruled as well as the rulers. Foundation was spiritual pursuit was the foundation. Spirituality was the foundation. See, that is how the rulers should conduct themselves. And then coming back to how the ruled or the citizens should conduct themselves. Sadguru often quotes this, Brahmanaha, Kshatriyaha, Vaishyaha, Shudraha, Lobhavarjitaha. All classes of people, the intellectual class, the martial class, the commercial class, and the labor class. That's what it means. When you say Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra means only this. Every country has it. Which country does not have the intellectual class? Which country does not have the martial class or those who fight for the country and protect the boundaries of the country? Which country does not have the commercial, the producers of wealth through industry or agriculture? And which country will not have labor class? But down the ages in India, this Varna system, caste system, it degenerated into caste system. It has been much abused. This is not the time to talk about it. But what here in Ramayana Valmiki said is, everybody, whether he was a professor in a university or a teacher or a spiritual teacher, or whether he was a military officer or an ordinary soldier, or whether he was a man of commerce or industry, or even an ordinary laborer, they were all loba varjitas. They did not entertain an iota of greed in their lives, in their minds. And swakarmasu pravartante tushtaha swaireva karma bihi. They were all tushtaha, very contented. And all the time they derived joy out of performing their duties. This is how they ruled, or the citizens conducted themselves. Therefore, if today we look at our rulers and the ruled, we need not have to talk about it. If the rulers are not up to the mark, if the ruled are not up to the marks, who are the people who can create such people, rulers, who can create such citizens? Who can do that? See, today, the great leaders of our country, or any country for that matter, all of them realize that all the miseries, all the problems, all the conflicts, all the violence, all the wars are because of only one reason, that is because of greed, because of selfishness, and because people don't have the principles of spirituality and morality. Everybody knows about it. Nobody speaks about it because they don't have the authority, because they don't lead such lives. Then who can bring up children into citizens who follow the real ideals which are being enunciated in our constitution or the Ramayana, anywhere else? And it can be only people of sacrifice. That is why today you find the spiritual leaders in the country, many of them, true spiritual leaders. This is what they are trying to do, because they know the root cause. The moral downfall is at the root of all the problems of the country. Leaders don't talk about it. But here it is left to the spiritual leaders, because they are the custodians of the country. Truly, they are the custodians of the country, because whoever protect the spiritual wealth of the country today are the real patriots and real leaders. And the spiritual leaders have been doing this. And in the forefront, we are here led by our most inspiring leader, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan. I have seen thousands of students in my life, and I can tell you with great confidence today, you talk to our university students, especially those who are passed out with their post-graduation, MA or MScs. You talk to any one of them at random, you will know what is character. You will know what is capacity. I'm speaking with so much of confidence because we know them through and through, the kind of dedication they have, the kind of spirituality that pervades their lives because of their love for Sadguru. Therefore, this is what is the most important need of the country today, not creation of commerce, not creation of wealth. Creation of wealth is definitely required. We need to celebrate the wealth creators. There is absolutely no doubt about it. But what is most importantly required is creation of character. Creation of character in children, creation of character in adults, creation of character in rulers, influence, make an impact. How do you make an impact? Because you lead a life of sacrifice. Unless you lead a life of sacrifice dedicated to the welfare of the people, always thinking of the welfare of the people, you can't inspire, you can't even speak. You will hesitate to speak about good character when you don't have good character yourselves. Therefore, for our students, especially for our students, this is the real job. Who can create character? Character can be created by only men and women of character, and especially if they choose to be teachers, whether it is in the fields of humanities or sciences, medical sciences, any college, any school, if men and women of character choose to be leaders, they alone can turn over a new leaf in the history of our country. With these words, I conclude and pray to Sadguru for his Benedictory Republic Day address. Thank you very much. Sai Ram to you. Jai Hind, Jai Sai Ram.
Bhagavan said, Deshamante matti kadu, Deshamante manushuloyi. A country is not a piece of land. It is about the people. So on this 76th Republic Day, which is about public, which is about people who build the nation, I convey my best wishes and blessings to everyone who is so blessed to be born in this sacred land of Bharat, and all those who believe in the idea of Bharat, in the spirituality of Bharat, in the idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. To everyone, my hearty wishes on this special national festival. As they say, a chain is as strong as its weakest link. Likewise, a nation is only as strong as the weakest person. And the weakness is not about the physical strength or intellectual capacity or emotional stability, but this weakness is the weakness of character that weakens the country. And what our Chancellor Narsimurti ji said just a while ago, that what would strengthen this country and make it a true republic, a country that is self-governed on these lofty principles of equality, justice, liberty, fraternity, as the preamble of the Constitution says. It is possible only if people are having strong characters. And what is character? Character is the ability to feel, think, speak, and do the right thing always. Being right once in a while does not make us people of character, but being right always is the measure of one's true character in every situation. So it is only obvious that why Sri Rama finds his place on the Constitution, because Sri Rama stood for the idea of character. He did the right thing always. As a son, he did the right thing to keep up the word of his father. As a husband, he did the right thing to protect his wife. As a king, he did the right thing to abandon everything, including his wife, for the welfare of its citizens. And so he followed his dharma at all times and places. And as they say, Yatha Raja, Tatha Praja. And therefore, Ramayana talks about that glorious Ramarajya, where everybody was self-governed because they had such strong character that they would never do the wrong thing. I am very glad that Sri Narasimhamurthy brought up this topic of Ramarajya and connected it to the idea of this Republic of India, which is to be based on these ideals of Sri Rama and Ramarajya. As I was coming out of my residence, there were strains of the song Sare Jahan Se Acha being played. And I remembered a few lines from there which said, यूनान मिस्र रोमा सब मिट गए जहाँ से बाकी मगर है अब तक नामो निशा हमारा कुछ बात है कि हस्ती मिटती नहीं हमारी सदियों रहा है दुश्मन दौरे ज़मा हमारा, which means all the great civilizations of the world, the Europeans, the Mesopotamians, the Egyptians, the Greek, all of them have vanished from the face of the earth. They are no more there in their original form. But there is something about this nation, about this country, that we still exist today, just as we existed thousands of years ago. We still follow the same traditions, customs, culture as our ancestors and forefathers followed. There is something about this nation, is what the poet wonders, that we are never destroyed. We can never be removed from the face of earth, despite having had many invasions, many attacks, many attempts on us. What is that is the poet wonders. And the truth of all truths is that it is our dharma. It is that idea of righteousness. It is the ability to do the right thing always that has protected us from all these attacks and invasions. Sri Rama, when he was leaving for his exile, the 14-year-long exile, goes to Mother Kausalya and bows down to seek her blessings. The mother, with a broken heart, could not have given anything to him. She was not allowed to, but she gives blessings. And what does she say? She says, Yam palayasi dharmastvam vrityacha niyamenacha savai raghava shardula dharmastvam avirakshatu. That dharma that you have followed with such sincerity, with such determination, O Raghava Shardula, O lion of this Raghava dynasty, may that dharma alone protect you. So what protects us as a country for so many centuries, millennia, that we still celebrate the same festivals, we still chant the same mantras, we still perform the same rituals. It's that dharma that is the soul of this country, and that dharma is character. To do the right thing is character. Dharayati iti dharma. This character building is the end of all education. This education that is being provided to the students here has the sole and whole intention of building such strong character in all of them, so that in whatever situation they are in the face of the strongest of the temptations also, they shall not lose the sight of righteousness, and they shall follow it in true letter and spirit. If we build a nation with people like this, that nation would stand the test of time. Our ancestors have done that. Raghuvamsham is replete with the examples of great kings of Raghu dynasty who have led their lives on this fundamental value, virtue of character and dharma. And that is what makes us a different country, a special country to be in. Because our ancestors have followed this dharma and they have taught us how to face challenges, and in all the adversities and temptations also never deviate from this path of righteousness, from this path of good character. I am very glad to hear the students speak before us just a while ago with such clarity and conviction about what they are learning here and how this is going to be useful to them and to the country at large. When I see our students march past, it's an emotional moment for me. And people may wonder, after all, it is just a march past. What's there to become emotional? But I just don't see it as a rhythmic activity done by the students together. But I see in all of you a future that is safe and secure for this country and the world when you join hands, when you march step in step with such discipline, with such determination. It gives me hope that with all of you, with your sincerity, with your dedication, with your character, definitely our future as a country and the world will be much better than what it is today. "75 years have passed since we got our independence. Now we are our republic and we are marching towards 100 years of independence. There is a dream by the Honorable Prime Minister that we should finally enter that phase of a developed nation where everybody has everything that they need. All are treated with equality and fairness. And these constitutional values manifest in day-to-day lives of the last and the least also in this country. It's a lofty dream, worth fighting for, worth working for, worth even dying for. But who is going to make this dream come true? Not the policies that are written, not the speeches that are given, not the ideas that are envisioned, but the action that each of you must undertake in your own lifetime. And all that which has been dreamt by our forefathers, our freedom fighters, our leaders and visionaries will fail if we do not rise to the occasion and take it upon ourselves to make it come true. So I call upon all of you, the students here and students all around the country and everywhere, that you have to rise to the occasion. It is up to you to build a stronger nation which would not only do good to itself, to its people, but to the whole world. Vivekananda has been mentioned several times. He was a visionary. He had a dream to build a strong country. He was a patriot even before he was a spiritualist. And he calls out to the youth of the country, Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavaran Nibodhata. Arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. While all institutions talk about building intellectual capacity, skills, and all other kinds of resources to develop this country, I must share a very personal moment that I had recently when I went to Salem. There was a small Ramakrishna Mutt, Sri Ramakrishna Mutt in Salem, which was founded in the year 1919, more than 100 years before, by Sister Nivedita and the then people who were in charge of the mission. When I went there, there was this altar of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, flanked by Swami Vivekananda and Sharada Ma on the either sides. And I stood there for a moment to pray and ask a question. And the question was, how will this nation become better? What is the way that this nation can get rid of all that which is wrong, all that which is not correct, not good? How can this nation be led into such a brighter future? I do not know how, but this question occurred to me. And in my mind, when I prayed and asked, the reply that came to me was, this nation can be made greater only by Atmagyanis. Answer was not by political leadership. Answer was not by military might. Answer was not by economic progress or social justice. Answer was by Brahmagyanis or Atmagyanis, those who know the self. They alone can lead this nation into a brighter future. So our education just does not stop with building physical, intellectual or emotional capacities. It must end with building the spiritual capacity when you know who you are, and because of that you are capable of transforming others around you. Sri Narayan Bhatt, a great patriot, envisioned the future of the country as that which would be led by Tyagajivis, people of sacrifice, those who would give everything and more of themselves for the sake of betterment of all. And his idea was so in tune with the idea of Mahatma Gandhiji, who talked about Grama Swarajya, the upliftment of the last and the least in the villages, the Antyodaya. This idea could not manifest in the lifetime of either Mahatma Gandhiji or Sri Madhyal Narayan Bhatt, but definitely it is possible now and here with you and all of us together in building a better nation by building a better ourselves. Those who have manifested this great idea of Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitayacha, it is to them that this opportunity will be given to lead this country and the world into a brighter, better future for one and all. Ramarajya is not a utopian concept. It existed at some point in time right here in this very land, led by a great king, followed by great people. And it can happen again, not by just one king or a few people, but with all of us taking charge of ourselves and this country's destiny by giving up our everything and more for the betterment of all. Knowing who we are and then acting accordingly is the only solution to all the problems that plague the country and the world today. So these events as Republic Days and national festivals are the moments where we can remind ourselves and recommit ourselves to this idea of building a better country for each other. And if India lives, who dies? And if India dies, who lives? Said Max Muller again. This is the idea that India must live, not just live, it must grow, it must thrive, not merely in its, as I mentioned, physical, intellectual, emotional, or military or economic capacities, but because of its spirituality, which should manifest in every sphere of life that we are engaged in. So with these words, and hoping and praying that all of you, without any exception, would take it upon yourselves to build a strong character within you, the capacity to do the right thing always. And the right thing to do is always the greater good of all. And you would live your lives in accordance with these principles and values that have been envisioned, not merely by the makers of the Constitution, but by the ancestors of this great ancient land, by our rishis, by our sages, saints and avatars. And you would lead this country into a greater, a brighter, a better future for one and all. And the prayers of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखमाप्नुयात् would be the way of a developed India that you and I would live in. May we all work together. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karvavahi. Let us work together, let us strive hard, let us exert ourselves to build a better country, to make these constitutional values become a reality in everyone's life, until the last and the least has enjoyed these values of equality, liberty, fraternity, and justice. Our work shall not stop. I am very thankful to G.R. Vishwanath ji for being here. He has made the country proud on several occasions, and in the upcoming cricket match, the One World, One Family Cup, we are also going to honor and celebrate his contributions to the nation through his field of cricket. We can contribute to this country in every way. Country is so rich, so diverse, and everybody who does anything for the greater good of all, for the glory of this country, is a true Bharatiya. We have so many examples like this, and I hope that in times to come, new examples will come out of all of you who would inspire and lead the next generations on this noble path. Once again, conveying my heartfelt wishes on this Republic Day to all the citizens of the country and all those who may not be citizens, but they are more Bharatiyas in their soul than many of us. To all of them, my hearty wishes. To all the staff and students, my blessings.
ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्तजना संरक्षक भक्तजना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रितकल्पलतिका आश्रितकल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे मातपिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्राशयना ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी ओ साई महादेव सद्गुरु साई महादेवा मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल हारति अंदुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा ओम शांति 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 समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय जय बोलो सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई जी की जय